This is an area where, any external help will not help us much. Because true self-surrender, every Mahatma defines as acceptance. We have not reached that stage. As somebody beautifully said, surrender means when something happens to me, I will not even think why this is happening to me. Anything, the highest form. Something happens to us individually, then we are accepting it without any murmur, without any grumbling, without any complaints. So that is the final stage where we accept everything as they are. It is nice to hear, nice to talk, but will it be possible for us to accept it everything as it is? It is very difficult, to be blunt. So what can be done? We will try to accept as many situations as possible as ordained by Him. And whenever we fail or forget, we try to get back. That is also done by Him. And each one has to find out how. To surrender, we can say all these things, but what we are observing in everybody's life, it is not that easy to accept everything so easily. So we keep on praying and trying our level best, and we will make some movement towards it. We pray to Him, you are behind everything, you make me to do, but you don't make me to accept. You make me to feel that this is good, this is bad, this is okay, this is not okay. That dvandas, the pairs of opposites are still very dominant in my mind. So surrender, we can say it is the ultimate one. At the moment, of course, nothing wrong in understanding how to do it. When we go through Inquest of God, we can get some idea that how He was able to accept all situations as ordained by God. And one more thing, what we have observed, even after scaling the heights, this acceptance will be there as far as the personal life is concerned. But when we deal with others, it will be still difficult to accept all situations so easily. That is what we have seen in Mahatma's life also. That means whenever something happens to me, I may be able to accept because of the sadhana. But when something is happening outside also, and in which I observe, we find many instances where the acceptance as we understand may not be there. Though it may not cause any ripples, it doesn't look. So it is something on which we have to go deeply into it. Because the nature, our characteristic, our nature is such that we will not be able to accept everything as they are. But at the same time, when we reduce our dependence on external objects, it might be possible for us to accept to a very great extent. Especially somebody gets some disease, pain. To affection it has been, we don't know now. So now we will start from our level. No? Why are we thinking about a level where we have not yet reached? So at this level, how am I to develop that it is His will that is going on. It is His will that is going on. And I will make an effort to stretch it to as many as possible. So much so there are 2, 3 things we have been observing in everybody's life. Though people are contented, I mean they don't have any grumblings, complaints. They lead a simple life. They try to remember God and intellectually know that it is God who is making them to function as an individual. All these things work when things are going on smoothly. But when things suddenly do not go as it should go according to our plan, the ripples may be there. We may get disturbed. So at that time, what is to be done? One thing we have observed also, that though there may be ripples, in the shortest possible time, we may be able to get the balance. So our sadhana will help us, no doubt. So for all these things, we have to set ourselves on a process. And we also feel that when the me and mind is made to understand that it is subservient to a higher power, to a very great extent, we may be able to accept things. So yes, so for total surrender, the me and mind should reduce its dominance, function only for the sake of that individuality, that's all. Like, the basic things. The minimum food to eat, the minimum comfort zones. Beyond that, no. So when we are free from ambitions, cravings, infatuations, we will be able to feel the fullness inside. And if anything happens outside, though for a moment or two we may get disturbed, we might be able to pull us back. God's will. No. When we say God's will, yes, that will also help us to a very great extent for moving towards this surrender. How can we do that? Not by reading, not by hearing. Even now, at the subconscious level, that effort should be there, that it is willed by Him. That we sit before the laptop. He makes us to share these thoughts. That is His will. And then the sense of individuality does not feel the ownership or the doership to a great extent. Doership may be there in a minor form, but it will not dominate. So we have to set ourselves on a process. High time. That means when He makes us to think about this, we have to do this manana and start looking at us. Well, how far He has helped us to accept the situation. Today, one devotee sent us an email, he sent us a message She lost her husband about 15 days back, 15 or 20 days back. She was telling me that she got thoroughly, the elderly people, 80 plus, they have lived together for a number of years, and the husband died after serious sickness. But still, the devotee said she was shattered, no? And then she said, her daughter told her that why are you still thinking about all these things? Is there anything that we brought? Who is related to who? We came alone, we will part alone. In between, he makes us to develop some relationship. We did exactly as it should be. At the same time, we should know, as we came, we will also go. So why should we bother about all these things? Beyond certain level. Later on, she said she started thinking about it. And now, today when she said she was full of a blissful state, and said, now I am free from everything. I realize that I came alone and I have to go alone. In between, so many things came in my life. Now I realize that my only aim is to become one with him. So I would like to stay alone, even the advanced stage, 85 plus. And she says, I'm free from everything now. I only want to become one with him. No other thoughts. As much as possible, we try to chant Ramnam. And through Ramnam, this prayer is also being repeated. That I want to become one with him. I want to become one with him. I always remember Papa Mataji is guiding me from within. So a question of surrender, So when we look back, suddenly there is a ripple, but in the shortest possible time, the balance, because she was practicing it. Even before the death of the husband, she was practicing it. She used to regularly inform us about this. And she was finding joy in repeating Ramnam mentally, vocally, and not discussing anything about anything. Even before that, whenever she telephones, she will never be discussing on any other subject, accepting Ramnam chanting, about feeling the fullness. And so now today, when she telephoned to us, God is teaching us, this is the outcome of the sadhana so far done. Suppose they ask us how to accept, even if we say they may not be able to accept it. But when it comes from within, for which they have done sadhana for a number of years, not in one fine morning they got it. So these are all the messages Papa is giving to us. That we keep on trying, he will test us. We may feel shattered, but at the same time, in the shortest possible time, through somebody either from within or from without. Here in this case, her daughter, she was the instrumental cause. They were to go elsewhere. So before leaving, they again made her to hear all these things. And she said that in the night, I was sitting alone, going through what all she said. Finally knew, yes, that is the truth. And the moment she realized that is the truth, she was free from the pangs. So acceptance. So Baba is teaching us, this is another form of surrender. Instead of blaming God, instead of blaming anything, instead of blaming persons, instead of blaming situations, everything is as it should be, that suppose we keep on remembering, even if we lose the balance, we might be able to pull us up. In somebody's case, it may be a few days. In somebody's case, it may be a few moments also. Somebody who is very dear to us, when they are seriously sick, we take them to the hospital. We try our level best, but then we thought that passes away. But we have the satisfaction we have done everything. Accepting, Suppose we are far away and we couldn't reach. Naturally, we may feel, oh, I should have rushed up, I should have done. Then later on we think, all these things are not planned by me. If I am the ultimate deciding factor, that is okay. But I know that I am not the ultimate deciding factor. All my sadhanas so far have made me learn to understand that that God factor is there behind everything, though I am not aware of it. And whatever I am passing and going through, it is because of my own brought forward baggage from my previous birth. So these are some of the ways by which we can try this. Each one. That's why we said each one has to try their own method. Papa or Mataji or Mahatmas, they keep on telling from their experience. They did not ask anybody, So they were watching, they were going within, and they brought out. When we read, we get some idea, no doubt. But at the same time, if you have to really make it a part of our life, it has to come from our own experience. That's why Papa always used to say, experience is the best teacher. When we say this, something also comes up in our mind. We look back our own life. So many of us or all of us would have gone through many of the phases in life where it must have been trying, stressful. At that time, we did not accept that it was God's will. But one thing we knew, we have passed through the stages. We did not get stuck with the experience. We have moved from it. The so-called ups and downs, losses, shocks, stress, all these things we have also undergone, we have been undergoing, and we have gone through and we have got over it now. So we look back, how did we get over this? Slowly, somewhere in the corner of our mind, it says, this is also part of the life. We see so many people passing through, and at the same time, they don't get stuck there. Suddenly, a fall comes. So these are all some of the ways by which we try to understand what is surrender. Papa puts it like this, that when everything is happening only by his will, why should the sense of individuality say that I am upset? No? Yesterday we were, when replying to one devotee's query, not directly on the subject, in one of the letters of Papa's, somebody has written about something like this. So she replies, the typist makes mistakes. He is bound to make mistakes. If there are no mistakes, then there is no field for improvement. How can we progress? Think. So even when the mistake comes, it do not disturb us. It is all part of our journey. If everything is smooth, we will not be having any of these teachings or learnings. We fail, trial and error method, then we try to improve. So far, all of us have lived like that only. Whenever we are not in a position to accept this, we continue to groan, continue to grumble. But most of us, or many of us, would have definitely got over that shock. Initially, we will all attribute all positive things to God's will. Negative things we will not be able to accept. So, but at least then we start thinking, I was able to accept something, which had happened. By Papa's grace, I got this. Even a small little thing like, we want to go to a particular place. We go to the computer. We try to book our ticket. We don't get the ticket. But we have to reach there, or the keen desire is there to reach. Some compulsion is there. And next day we sit for the tatkal and we get it. And there are many instances where by Papa's grace I got the ticket. So the not getting the ticket is also Papa's grace, That I will realize later. Straight away I cannot realize. When I know that getting the ticket is by His grace, not getting the ticket is also His willed by Him. These are some of the ways by which we try to develop the acceptance or surrender. The best thing is we look back our own life and see how He made us to get over all these shocks. We would not have felt that it is God's will, but we did get over. Treating it as a part of the journey, We will not bring the word God or will or surrender or anything like that. At least we have accepted that it is a part of the life journey. One minute, you please hold on. I will try to see the email. Sundara? But email is Jani. Deleted, Mama. Delete it. I have sent it to you now. Email card number. Email. Sent.
Swamiji, can I open it?
She's opening it.
I opened it, Swamiji.
Shut down. She has opened it.
Yes.
She has opened it.
No.
Okay. I will read it out. You can read, All of you can read. Share? No. Share. Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yes, Swamiji.
Everybody?
Yes, Swamiji. Yes, Swamiji.
So we say, as you have rightly, intellectually we understand that we should not find fault with others, but we find it difficult to translate the same in our daily life. Papa says we feel this due to distance or difference with the individual, and when it turns into complete love, we won't be able to see faults of others. This is possible when we are in a higher spiritual or complete love state. How to reach there, how to heal the scar, the way is to acknowledge and feel at a deeper level. So this deeper level is something, it cannot be taught, it cannot be shared, it cannot be learnt. Only through experience it can be learned. In this connection, it will be appropriate constant reflection will one day reveal that the real Guru is our experience only. Our real Guru is our experience only. So, through our experience, we are taught that to get over the tendency of finding fault, we have to do the fine tuning at our end only. The machine we have to set right. No, we have to fine tune. Because surrender means to accept different types of situations. The situation we have no hand. So if the fine tuning takes place in our mind, then we will be able to accept it. So in this connection, it will be appropriate to go through again and again the following words of Beloved Papa and connect the same to our life so far lived. This is very important. Not merely living, hearing. Papa's quotation is there. But immediately we close and we start looking back what we have done so far. Papa says, the typists are making mistakes. We cannot find fault with them because they are born for committing them. God has willed that they should commit that mistake. If there be none in the world to commit mistakes, the Lord's play would be woefully incomplete. Every character in a play contributes to the perfection of the performance, as every touch of shade, light and color makes up the unity and beauty of a picture. We then realize the relevance of every slip in our life because it enables us to become more and more perfect. When this perspective gets stamped in our mind, we have won the game. Every situation we will be able to accept if we reach this stage. Another aspect we realize later is that the negative reaction to somebody's behavior stems from our looking at a fragment of the other person's personality. If we try to look at the person comprehensively, we will not form any prejudice, though we may differ on certain issues. Along with our efforts to overcome the down-pulling tendencies, we are asked to remind as often as possible that we have not actuated our life and has been given to us by Him. Therefore, He who is behind our very existence as an individual has got the plan, the master plan of our journey of life. And He is working out His will through us. What is needed is to become aware of this truth. For that, we undertake any type of sadhana that is suitable for us to remember Him. We also should know that our daily sadhana is tested through our daily life. Then only sadhana has done its role. Now, this last para, we kindly think about it more and more. When the question of surrender today, he makes us to dwell on surrender, So, along with our efforts to overcome the down-pulling forces, down-pulling tendencies, we are asked to remind as often as possible that we have not actuated our life. The present me and mine, now the one who feels, we are asking, we are seeing, we are hearing, we are all these things, that me and mine, it has not done anything for actuating our life. And it has been given to us by Him. Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. Therefore, He who is behind our very existence as an individual has got the plan, the master plan of our journey of life. And He is working out His will through us. What is needed is to become aware of this truth. For that, we undertake any type of sadhana. That means, sadhana we should be very clear now. Not that we are doing bhajan or ramnam or satsang or darshan or pilgrimage or swadhyay. We should be very clear that we want to become aware of the truth that He has actuated my life. He is working out His plan through me. He has given me this body, mind, intellect. He has got a plan, master plan through this. So He wills every moment to do it. Very difficult to accept. But we keep on trying. Why it's difficult? So far we have been assuming that I am the ultimate authority to think, to talk, to do. And one fine morning to hand over this place to God, nice to say, but difficult to hand over. That is why we are struggling. But we should be very clear now. This is the goal I have to reach. He is behind. And in that case, we will not name or put the label, this is good, bad, or comfortable, not comfortable. Though it may be at the superficial level, it will not have any deep dent within me. Surface level, it may be there. Once again, we will read that. Along with our efforts to overcome the down-pulling tendencies, we are asked to remind as often as possible that we have not actuated our lives, and it has been given to us by Him. Therefore, He who is behind our very existence as an individual has got the plan, the master plan of our journey of life, and He is working out His will through us. Though we have not realized, we keep on reminding, How am I to remind this? It is not a statement. I suddenly stop and think. I'm getting air now. I am using the space. I am using the earth. The sun is there. All that is needed for my basic existence, it is there. I have not done anything. The life force, I have not done anything. Like that, when I keep on thinking about it, slowly I will realize, He is not only within me as the life force, but also without as all these things, Mother Nature, society. I'm enjoying everything. I have not personally done, physically done all that I enjoy. So there is that power, there is that power, there is that power. And that power has given me this life. So this is purely an inward journey, Purely inward journey. Repeatedly we have to do this. Papa says the typists are making mistakes. We cannot find fault with them because they are born for committing them. That means He wills it. So certain people, certain objects, certain situations, God gives us. So we should know they are born to do it. If there be none in the world to commit mistakes, the Lord's play would be woefully incomplete. That is why He wills it. He makes me to slip. He makes me to fail. He makes me to go through certain things which I call it as stressful. Every character in a play contributes to the perfection of performance. Every character in a play contributes to the perfect. Correct. There will be a villain, there will be a hero, there will be a comedian, no? So many things in a drama. Then only the performance becomes perfect. Yeah, all those things we can easily understand because we have direct experience. So we try to now go through this with this background. That we have not actuated our life, it has been given to us by Him. Therefore, He who is behind our very existence as an individual has got the plan, the master plan of our journey of life, and He is working out His will through us. What is needed is to become aware of this truth. For that, we undertake any type of sadhana that is suitable for us to remember Him. We also should know, this is a very important point, we also should know that our daily sadhana is tested through our daily life. So many things we have heard from masters, from Mahatmas, which is a which we call it as a sadhana, no? Through reading biographies, through their words of wisdom, through Satsang. But we have to test, It is a knowledge, intellectual knowledge. So God is God who gave us the tendency to acquire this knowledge. In order that it becomes a part of my life, He also brings about circumstances to test whether what I have learned has gone inside me. Think of daily sadhana is tested through our daily life. If there is no test, how will I know? I go to the school, I learn through the text and the teacher's classes, but how will I move to the next one? There should be a test, When we were all studying, we had this test, half-yearly test and yearly test, yearly exam.
Swamiji,
Ah,
these testing are all these tests are also to show us that these problems are overcome and these are to be done yet. Is that also to show us?
once again, you repeat. I couldn't hear.
No, all these tests which are coming in our way, are they also to show us these are life? All our tests are coming in our life. Are they also to show us that these are done, these are to be yet done? I mean, are they to show us how far we have gone?
How far?
How far we have achieved in the test?
We
Is it also our report?
Nobody else can say this. Nobody, no outsider can say this. We try to absorb all these thoughts and watch ourselves. How do we react? We become upset, immediately we get back. Or we don't get upset at all, we accept certain things. These things are happening in our life. Certain things we accept. So something happens to somebody and we come to know, we go there to console them, to cheer them up. What is happening there? We have not owned it, Somebody is passing through a very stressful period, He has lost the job, so many commitments are there, and he is terribly depressed. What do we do? Do we also join with it? No. We try to share some of the thoughts, when whatever we have gone through, we also lost our job, or we also had to pass through such trying moments. At what time? At that time, when we intensely when we were praying, though we had to go through that period. After that, we learned, it was necessary for our life. Something like that, we will share our thoughts. We will not become upset by ourselves because we have not taken over the problem as ourselves. So these are all the learnings, Nobody can guide from outside. It is the blunt truth. And our own experience so far lived, especially those of us, we had good innings in our life. So many experiences he has taught us. So we look back and how did we accept the situation? So many dear people, near and dear people left us. There were so many ups and downs in our professional life, in our personal life. We would have earned more, we would have lost more. And how are we now living? These are all something by which we try to learn how to accept situation. Then slowly, as spiritual children of Papa, we have one more advantage, that we are not merely dealing with our problem and the ourselves, but we also know that there is another element called God. And then he says, through many of his inspiring quotations, he keeps on reminding us about this. Behold divinity in every aspect of this worldly law. Verily, it is he who is behind all creatures and like that. So, what for he has made us to know, he has made us to learn this. When it comes to our life, we should be able to accept it. We may not be able to accept it straight away. Gradually, we will be able to accept. We have accepted. It is not that it is not possible. We have accepted. We are not aware, that's all. Now we have to become aware how during the past so many decades, when he made us to go through so many trying moments, we have accepted. Probably we would not have brought the God dimension, but we have accepted as a part of our life. That is enough. When I bite the bitter gourd, oh, it is very bitter. Will I complain? No. So this is something which I have experienced myself. Unknowingly I bite a chili, and suddenly, we find it. We don't blame. Immediately we know somebody will bite their own tongue. We have all done it. Do we complain? The pain is there, We are upset. We take some medicine. All those things will be there. But we have accepted, as a part of the, due to some lack of concentration while chewing or something, I would have done this. So I don't have to blame anybody for this. It's a part of this. I get a wound, it pains me, I put some medicine, I get over it. Part of the nature, part of the nature, part of the nature. I slowly accept, I get some sickness, I get some disease, I take some medicines, get over it. Accept it that it's a part of the nature, part of the nature. So I have to take some medicine. And that imbalance will definitely create pain in me. And I have accepted it as a part of my life's nature. We would not have brought God into the picture, but there is an acceptance. If we can try to accept it like this, probably we may be able to find some answer for the question, surrender. It is purely an inward journey. So our own life so far lived is the best teacher. We are not up. God gave us a lot of opportunities to learn all these things. But He made us to forget. Sarvasya chaham pradisannivishtam matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Smriti jnanam apohanam. All these things He gave. Remembrance He gave. Knowledge He gave. Forgetfulness also He gave. So because of that, I don't remember. Now He is trying to kindle, bring it out. Go back to your life. I have taught you so many lessons, but you have forgotten because I made you to forget. Now I am making you to remember it. And apart from our own experience, He has also made us to observe somebody's experience. Witnessed it. How he was able to accept, he or she was able to accept the situation. Many, many such things are there, in our family life, where somebody will be there who remains cool and calm in our professional life, either our boss or the colleagues or somebody. So all these things are our teachers, gurus. So God has given us enough experiments, and He made us to accept every situation cheerfully. But at the moment, He made us to forget that the technique has to come from outside. No. Now we know the technique has come from within. So looking back, that is why then slowly we try to integrate Papa's teachings. That instead of feeling that we will also add one more, God made me to go through. God made me to witness. And God made me to get over it. He made us to slip, commit mistakes so many times, From the tiniest to the grossest. We are making use of the digital platform now for anything and everything, And there are cyber crimes also. Some of the devotees also lost money. Then they knew, outwardly, in the Vyavaharic sense, we may blame somebody for that. But when we are accepting the plus points of the digital platform, it has got this inherent capacity to do that. So it will prompt somebody, God prompts somebody to do, enable us to bring it in the life to be lived. Is that clear?
Clear, Swamiji.
Correct. So far lived. Then only it becomes mine. Otherwise it becomes somebody's words. If it has to become mine, I go through all, suppose we are 50, 70, 60, 70, 80, then we can look back, There have been vibrant 60 years of our life, active life. In this, so many experiences He made us to go through. At that time, we have reacted. Mostly, like anybody else. But there may be some moments when we have not lost our balance. But one thing is there, even though we became upset, we started blaming others, we started not accepting it, we started grooming it. So many things were happening. But later on, we did not stay there, we moved on. Accepting as a part of life, accepting as God's will, accepting it as, my previous prarabdha, something, So now we look back. Those are all, that's why the experience is the best teacher. Not the knowledge that we get. So the life so far lived, if we try to go through it again and again and again and again, we may get some answer for this fundamental question of accepting everything as ordained by Him. And in Papa's case, when we go through Inquest of God, it was possible. He was also a person like us, He was born like us. He lived like us. Till 37th year, he was like all of us. From 38th year onwards, how he started thinking about it. He was passing through stressful period. And then the whole life. And the Inquest of God book gives us accepting all situations as ordained by Him at every moment of that 9 months tour. So it may give us some idea. We may not be able to live like Him, but some idea. It is possible. At least that we will understand. Not superhuman. It is a human. He was a human being like all of us, but he was able to accept the situation. So it will be definitely possible for us also to accept. Probably the path chosen by Him may not be suitable for us. We have to choose some. But one thing is clear. He was an individual. born and brought up in the society. He was also depending upon Mother Nature. He was also depending upon God in the form of society, in the form of Mother Nature. And then how his life became a fulfilled one. All those things, it will help us. So today the topic was very, very nice. Let us try to bring all these again and again and again. So today's take-home message is we try to go through the life so far lived. That will give us the direction to the life to be lived. Okay, and day after tomorrow, there is a program for us in Wayanad. We are not sure whether we will be able to get this 3:30, 4:30. If we get, we will continue. Otherwise, the next day. And it's also raining. We don't know how far it will be possible. It's a full day program. But it might be possible for us to get a break. We will try. If it is not possible, we will inform Shraddha, who can inform everybody. Hari Om. Okay. Shraddha, okay. Okay. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Om
Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om.
Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Om
Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om Swamiji. Hari Om Swamiji. Namaskar Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji. Namaskar. Pranam Swamiji. Hari Om Pranam Swamiji. Pranam Swamiji. Pranam Swamiji. Hari Om.